and it's taking out the internal stresses from the raw material. It's passing them through something called a leveler. All it's really doing is it's got a bunch of work rolls and they're moving up and down, and they're flattening the part. We want to be careful that we don't work the material too much, because you do something called work hardening and then you shear the part later on. So this was a special development as well. This is something that's primarily used in mills. So we actually source it for a blanking line.
So just out of curiosity, why don't you let us know the thickness? I think I know, but I'd rather have you say it. What's the thickness of the material?
So we have two thicknesses. Our doors are 1.8 millimeters thick, and all the other parts, like the sails, the hoods, are 1.4 millimeters thick.
1.4.
Correct.
And we worked hard to get that strength up on the stainless, because the original we were about 2.53, but we actually increased the strength of the HFS over time. So we're able to get, while doing that with the ductility for forming, we're able to still get that strength and bulletproof toughness.
Yeah.
With having a thinner material.
Cool.
Correct. So this is actually designed for 3 millimeter, but it's good that we're not using it.
That's where we started.
Yeah, correct. So, oops, sorry. This shows a good overview of the line. So you have the uncoiler, as I explained, where the actual raw material, we call that a coil, is being loaded. It's being unwound as we speak. It's going through the leveler or straightener, depending on what you want to call it. Then it's going into the laser booth, which is what you see right over there. It's airtight, light tight because of emissions and whatnot. And these are two lasers working in tandem. And right now what's being cut is the hood for the Cybertruck. It cuts up to 30 microns, and it's the first laser of its kind to do that. Typically these machines cut at 1 millimeter. This was a special development with Tesla and Schuler.
Wow.
So just again, you bring in one coil, the coil becomes empty. Do you do a tailored blank from the old, well, what's left of the coil and the new coil? Are you welding?
No, there's no welding.
No, so
Just when we run out of material, we end the blanking, then we put a new roll in.
Just so you understand how big of a deal that is, there are 1,000 microns in 1 millimeter. So they went from 1 millimeter to 30 microns? That's crazy! No wonder the Cybertruck was delayed. Tesla had to come up with a new innovation on top of a new innovation on top of a new innovation on top of a new innovation. Now, in August, we saw this email from Elon to Tesla team, and he asked for an accuracy that would be beyond 30 microns. He called for sub 10 micron accuracy, which would have been absolutely ridiculously insane. But 30 microns, that's pretty good, knowing that you're going from 1,000 microns to 30. Crazy. There's another Tesla recall because the cabin doors can be unlocked during a crash. As such, these vehicles fail to comply with the requirements of Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard number 214 side impact protection. But this will be fixed with a software update. But get ready to see a lot more articles saying, oh, Tesla is recalling 120,000 cars in the US. All BS. Because it is just a software update. You don't need to take your vehicle to a dealership to fix it. I am very interested in investing in SpaceX. 8 years later, nobody else but SpaceX is consistently landing rockets. It's like if still to this day, if there were no other EV manufacturers, that's how crazy of an advantage SpaceX has over everyone else. And SpaceX has just announced that there are now over 2.3 million active Starlink customers. That's some huge progress. And all of these customers, they are paying, I think, over $100 a month. It's $600 up front basically, and then $120 every single month. So that cash flow is reliable.